So I've created a in-depth macro training for you so that you'll never need any help with nutrition ever again. Okay? If you watch this whole video, you will not need any help. This is the only macro video, the only nutrition video that you ever have to watch. You no longer have to do keto. You no longer have to try any fat diet. You don't have to do a carnivore diet. You can eat the foods that you enjoy in moderation and still get the body that you want. This is the straight up system, right? That I've used to help hundreds of men reach their goals. And I'm going to give it to you for free. Okay? So, man, buckle up, watch this training, take out a pen and paper. Don't just watch this video, actually apply it. Okay? Take notes. It's going to have everything that you need. All right? If you watch this video, you'll be set. You'll be set. Let's get to the video. All right? All right. What's up, everybody? So, I've been working on this for a very long time. All right? This is everything that you need to know about macro counting. It's going to be everything that you need to know about what foods exactly that you can eat to hit your macros, what to use to track your food so that you can hit your macros. This is the only training that you ever have to watch about macros. Okay, the only one. If you implement everything that I've laid out in this one video right here, you will no longer have any problems with your macros. All right. Now, you might need them readjusted, right, for your goals, but that's what you get a coach for. But at least with this, you know where to start. Okay. So with this, you will not need to hire anybody. All right. You won't. All right. I'm laying all the sauce out, bro. I told you in 2025, I was going to give you all the sauce that you needed to hit your macros, and let's get straight to it because I know you want to get to it. All right. So before watching, you will learn everything you need to know about macros in this one video. All right. It will be so in depth that if you just take notes and everything on it, you'll get to where you want to go. Okay. This is stuff that I use with my clients. So I'm giving it to you for free. All right. Because I want to give the sauce out. I want you guys to be able to get results. Okay. And this is going to get you results. I promise you that. Okay. So what are macros? Okay, before we can even get into that, you have to know what it is. A lot of you guys hear macros, but you don't even know what that means. It's short for macronutrients. All right. 1 gram of carb, right? 1 gram of carbs equal 4 calories. All right. 1 gram of protein equal 4 calories. 1 gram of fat equal 9 calories. Okay. So that's why you don't want to go over your fats because they have way more calories in them. All right. And we'll get more into that later. But macros are short for macronutrients. Okay. Every single piece of food that you eat has a macronutrient in it. It has either a carb, fat, or protein. So every fat-backed food that you eat is either a carb, fat, or protein. Just all you have to remember. Okay? So that's why it's important that you know this. Okay? Now, how to figure out your macros. Okay? So I'm going to break down to you in depth how to figure out your macros. To figure out your macros, we must determine if you're going to be in a fat loss stage or muscle building phase to start out. All right. You cannot do both at the same time unless you're a complete beginner. So whoever lied to you and said that, oh yeah, you can body recomp, you can lose fat and build muscle at the same time, right? They lied to you unless you're on performance enhancing drugs like steroids, or you literally just started working out yesterday. If you have not done, if you don't fall in either of those categories, then you need to go on a cut or a bulk. That's how you're going to see results faster. Okay. Now, if you want to try both at the same time, you won't get the results that you're seeking and you'll always be plateaued out. All right. You have to pick one or the other if your goal is to look better. Okay. So now let's break it down. All right. If you look anything like this, if you look like this, you need to cut. If you look like this, you need to cut. If you look like this, you need to cut. If you look like this, you damn sure need to cut. All right. You do not want to try to build muscle on top of these physiques because the common issue that I see guys do or make is that every time they get to like right here, they're like, oh, I can't lose this last bit of fat. I can't lose this last bit of fat. Let me bulk. Let me bulk. Let me build muscle. Like that's going to lose the fat. You're not, if you build muscle on top of fat, you will just look fatter. Just straight up. If you try to build muscle on top of fat, you will be fatter. It takes To build lean muscle mass, it takes a very long time to do. Lean, not that bulky shit, okay? Lean muscle mass. If you're trying to build lean muscle mass, it takes a very long time. So anything that you think is muscle, it's probably not muscle, it's probably fat. That's why it looks bulky. Muscle doesn't look bulky. All right, this looks bulky because that's because they don't have muscle. All right. So if you fall under any of these categories, you need to be in a calorie deficit. You need to strip your body of all the fat that it has on your frame. You need to strip all the fat, bro. Okay. Don't try to build any muscle on top of this. You will look worse. You will be like those big power lifter guys in the gym, super strong, but with the gut. Now, if that's what you're going for, wrong video for you. All right. But if you want to look good, if you want to look good with your shirt off, comfortable at the beach with your shirt off, right? Keep watching. All right. So now that you know that you have to cut, now if this is not you, all right, let's just say this is not you and you're trying to and you're super skinny. I just comment in the comments below, all right, that you want me to do a part 2 for muscle building. All right. Tell me that you want me to do a part 2 specifically just for muscle building. Because I started off with I started off really skinny as hell. I literally started my fitness journey at 145 pounds soaking wet. All right. So if you want me to do a muscle building one, I will do a muscle building one. Just comment below in the comments, say, hey, G, do a part 2 for muscle building, and I will. All right. So this is all for fat loss. Okay. So how to figure out your macros. Okay. Now that you figured out that, bro, you have to fucking cut. Okay. This is how you're going to figure out your macros by hand. Okay. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to find your TDEE. All right. What is TDEE? That basically means how many calories that you have to eat to maintain your weight. Okay. You have to figure out how many calories you have to eat to maintain your weight. If you are eating over your maintenance or you're over your TDEE, you're going to gain weight. That's why you have the fat. But if you eat under it, okay, then you will consistently lose weight. If you consistently eat 500 to 1,000 calories under your TDEE or your maintenance calories, okay? So for the purpose of this video, we're just going to say that your maintenance is 2,500 because the only true way that you can find out your maintenance calories is unless I knew exactly how active you were. I actually knew your age, your height, how much you work out. That's the only true way that I could really get your maintenance calories. All right. And since this is a video, you're just going to, let's just go with 2,500 for now. Okay. One of the best, another great way that you can find out your maintenance calories is to track your food for the next 7 days. Okay. Step on the scale every day. Like as soon as you wake up in the morning, get on the scale, step on the scale. All right. And then just track everything that you eat. Don't even worry about if it's healthy or not, bro. Don't worry about if it's healthy or not. Just eat. Okay. Eat, right? And then if you gradually, consistently see the scale going up, then you know that you're in a surplus. So dial the food back. So let's say that you're consistently logging your food and you notice that, you're consistently eating 2,700 calories, but you're gaining weight. That's a good indication that you're in a surplus. So pull the calories back to 2,200 or to under 2,500 and then eat that for the remainder of the week and see if you lose weight. Okay. But for the purpose of this video, we're just going to say that your maintenance is 2,500. Okay. So what you want to do if you want to lose weight is to be in a deficit of 500 to 1,000. Okay. Be in a deficit of 500 to 1,000. Okay. So that means you're going to be eating 2,000 calories. All right. And if you want to go on a extreme cut, which I don't recommend, but hey, if you're an extremist, fuck it, go ahead and do it. Right. Eat 1,500 calories. All right. Now, if you're going to eat 1,500 calories, I'd recommend that 40% of your protein, 40% of your protein is, 40% of your calories are protein, 30% of your calories are carbs, and then 30% of your calories are fat. All right. So that's what I recommend if you're going to go in and do an extreme cut like that. Okay. But let's dive into it. Okay. So protein. So to get your protein, all right, you're going to eat 2,000 calories. You're going to take your total calories times 30%. So for you guys that don't know, 30%, you do 2,000 times 0.30. All right. For you guys that didn't pay attention in math. And then you're going to divide that by 4. And that's how many grams of protein that you're going to eat. You need to be writing this down. Like, write that down. Okay. Then for your fats, okay, you're going to do your total calories times 0.30, okay, divided by 9, okay? Then you're going to do your carbs, okay? Your carbs. Your carbs is going to be your total calories times 0.40 divided by 4. Now, why did we use 4, 9, and 4? Remember, up here, right? 1 gram of carbs equal 4 calories. 1 gram of protein, 4 calories. 1 gram of fat, 9 calories. That's why you would do it like that, okay? Now, this is the best macro split for beginners. All right. I've coached thousands of men. This is the best macro split starting off because it's the easiest to sustain. It's really the easiest to sustain because you'll notice as you're eating that you eat a lot of carbs, right? So all I want you to focus on doing is just doing the 30, 40, 30. If you focus on that for the next 30, 60 days, right, you'll lose the fat. All right. And I even give you an extra, I give you some extra game. Get 10,000 steps a day. It's not hard to get 10,000 steps a day. If you hit this macro split and get 10,000 steps a day, there's no reason why you can't fucking lose weight. All right. It's physically, scientifically impossible. All right. Unless you're eating over your calorie limit. Okay. And our calorie limit here is between 2,000 if you're trying to be on a regular, if you just want to lose 5 pounds. If you just want to lose 1 pound a week. Now, if you want to lose 2 pounds a week, you got to do the 1,500 calories. All right. So just know that you have to be in this deficit every single day. That means you can't go over your calorie limit. That means you can't go over 2,000 calories. And if you set it for 1,500, you can't go over 1,500 calories. All right. And that means you can't massively be under it either. All right. So a good rule of thumb, right? You should only be 100 calories under your calorie limit. Because when you go way too under your calorie limit, you're undernourishing your body. All right. And then your metabolism will catch on and it'll be harder for you to lose weight. So then you'll have to drop your calories even more. All right. And we don't want that. A successful fat loss journey is when you can actually eat more calories and consistently lose weight. If you have to drop your calories to a significant amount, to a significant low number consistently just to lose weight, that's a bad fat loss journey. That means that you're doing something completely wrong. That means you actually have to eat more calories to jumpstart your metabolism, all right, just to go back to losing weight. And we don't want to do that. Okay. So start off by eating higher amounts of calories and then slowly cut your calories down by 100. Okay. If you do that, you'll lose the weight. All right. You'll lose the weight in a sustainable way. So I'll give you even more game. All right. So you guys should be writing this shit down. Right. I'll give you even more game. This is what I do with my clients. I make them weigh themselves every single morning. Every single fucking morning. All right. If they're at the same weight for at least 2 to 3 weeks and they're tracking everything, that means you have to track everything, bro. That means you have to track what you're eating every day. If they're in a plateau, right, for 2 to 3 weeks, right, and they're hitting their macros, they're working out consistently, and they're hitting their steps, then they're in a weight plateau, and I'll actually drop their calories by 100 or 200. And then that usually gets them in a good spot to where they can lose weight again. So if you do this and you notice that your calories are pretty much staying the same, right? Just drop it by 100 to 200. Told you, look, you guys, after this, you should not need to hire anybody. Okay. You guys should be thanking me. All right. Because this is literally the sauce right here. Okay. Now, before we go any further, now that you know like your macro split, you should have paused the video right here and wrote down your macro split. Write down your macro split because we're going to be putting that into MyFitnessPal. Okay. I'm going to be telling you how to track it. So why are macros important, right? Look, they will give you a more balanced, and I should have probably put this slide before all the other stuff, but hey, it is what it is. They give you a more balanced diet and healthier body. Okay. If you have the correct macros for your body, you will be healthier. You will have more energy. You will look better. Remember, you guys always say, look good, feel good, right? So with macros, you will look good and you'll fucking feel good. Okay. You have more energy and fuel for your workouts. All right. So if you're like in a strength plateau, right? People be like, yeah, bro, like I'm not getting any stronger, blah, 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 blah. You're probably not hitting your macros, right? It's a scientific approach to getting the body that you want. You no longer have to guess in hope for results. You have a strategic approach to getting to where you want to go, right? As long as you hit the numbers, you're going to get to where you want to go. There's no like guessing. Like you actually know exactly what you have to do to achieve your goals. All right. And it's a scientific approach to building muscle and losing fat. That's how I was able to look like this because I I track my macros, right? I know exactly how much protein I have to eat a day to achieve the body that I want. I know how many carbs I have to eat a day to get the body that I want. I know how many fats that I have to stay up under, right, to get to my goal. Literally. I'm not guessing. I'm not just eating healthy and then just praying that it works, right? It's 2025. You guys have strategic strategies that can get you a body, if not better than this, in least amount of time than me. Because when I was coming up, there was not all this extra, there was not all this macro talk, right? So if you start implementing this, you will surpass me a lot faster. I promise you. Because I'll tell you right now, my client Emmanuel, right? I told him about macros, and he followed the proper macros for over a year, and he retained his muscle while losing over 100 pounds. If you're losing weight but not retaining muscle, it's because you don't know your macros and you're not getting enough protein in. Okay. He also experienced more energy and got a lot healthier. All right. He avoided getting type 2 diabetes. He's in the best shape of his life. Now he's helping other men, get in shape due to everything that I taught him. All right. Now, like I told you again, this is exactly what happens when you do proper macronutrients. All right. Now, just know with your macros, you will have to adjust your macros. Right. That's why having a coach is ideal. Right. Because you will go through a lot of trial and error doing it on your own. But hey, I'm going to still teach you, baby. I'm going to still teach you. All right. Let's get into it. All right. So, how will you track these macros? Okay. Do not waste your time using fucking Cal AI. That shit is so inaccurate. If you think that a picture can accurately tell you how many calories is in that food that you're eating, you're utterly wrong. It is so inaccurate. Stop using Cal AI. Stop using any AI counter that's supposed to just take a picture of whatever you're eating and tell you the calories. You're gonna have to go in there and readjust it, and you're gonna get it wrong because the only way that you can truly know how much is in that food is unless you weigh it up. And if you're not weighing up your food, right, you don't really know how much it is. You're guessing. And if you're guessing, you're hoping. And if you're hoping, you ain't gonna get the results. I promise you that you won't. Okay. So this is what you're going to use. You're going to use MyFitnessPal to log all your food. Use MyFitnessPal. This is what MyFitnessPal looks like. Stop this video and go into the App Store. I don't know if you got an Android. If you got an Android, hey, that shit is the worst shit ever. You need to go upgrade to an iPhone. But if you have an iPhone, right, you're on the winning team, go download it. Okay? Make sure you stay under your calorie limit and hit your protein intake every single day. Stay under your fats. Do not blow over your fats. They're 9 calories. Every time you go over your fats, right? You may be putting yourself at a risk to overeating. All right. So I tell my clients you don't want to go no more than 10 grams. No more. And I really don't even want them to do that. No more than 10 grams over their fats. You always want to be right at your calorie limit. The least amount that you can do is 100 calories under your calorie limit. Okay. And then you always want to hit your protein intake on the dot, your carbs on the dot. You don't want to go over your carbs by too much either. Okay. So this is what MyFitnessPal will look like. Right. This is what MyFitnessPal will look like when you start logging food. You're going to hit this plus button right here. You're going to hit that plus button right there. And it's going to show you, it's going to log the food for you. Now, if you guys want me to do an in-depth video on how to use MyFitnessPal and how to track your food correctly in MyFitnessPal, all you have to do in the comments is say, "Hey G, can you make a video on how to track your food correctly in MyFitnessPal?" And I will do that for you guys, no problem. But you guys have to be like, "Hey, we want that video." Okay. How to hit your macros daily. Okay. First, mindset. Okay. You got to stop thinking just eat healthy. All right. Because a lot of people are just like, "Oh, this is good food. This is bad food." there is no such thing as good food or bad food, right? It's only food that helps you hit your goals and food that doesn't help you hit your goals. That's it. Does this food help me get to my targets, or does this food not help me hit my targets? I know people in my program that can have pizza every single night, hit their goals, and they still get ripped, right? The only people that think that you can't do that are the people that don't track anything. If you track your food and you know exactly how to track your food and you become a master at this, you can, bro, you can literally finesse it. You can have it where you can have what you want in moderation and still lose the fat that you want to lose and build the muscle that you want to build. You just have to get really diligent at tracking your food, right? Stop worrying about if you should fast. That fasting is just another way to get you in a deficit. Okay? That's it. If you track your macros correctly, you'll already be in a deficit. There's no reason for you to fast. Unless you're fasting for spiritual reasons, you should not be fasting. If you're fasting for fat loss, you're totally lost on how this shit goes. All right? You're just so lazy that you're just not willing to track what you put in your mouth. And it will be a lot easier. Because I know people that fast 12, 16 hours a day and still struggle to lose weight. Because when you don't eat, you don't go to the gym. You have no energy to go to the gym. I made a whole YouTube video on it. All right, I made a whole reel on it. Just go watch the reel. Anyway, stop focusing on if you should juice. All right, stop focusing on if you should fucking juice. All these people are like, yeah, I'm a juice, I'm a cleanse. Yeah, that's good for detoxing your stomach and stuff like that, taking toxins out your stomach. I get it. But the best way to losing stomach fat is not juicing, because you can only sustain that for so long. And then juicing costs so much money. You want to spend hundreds of dollars on juices? Go ahead. Y'all rich, okay? Stop focusing on the next fad diet. Example, keto. Look, you should never be fucking doing keto. That's the worst shit to do, right? Now I know a specific dude. His name is King Keto, Brandon Carter. He does it, right? He can sustain it. So that means it works for him. Now you have to truly ask yourself, right? Truly ask yourself, can you sustain not eating any fucking carbs? Now, if you ask me, fuck no. All right. I need sides. I need rice. I need mac and cheese. I need dressing. I need the sides, bro. If you can't go without your sides, that means you don't understand that with keto, you cannot eat fruit. You can't eat fruit, bro. Okay. With keto, you can't do that. The carnivore diet that you guys all meat, right? You're going to be stopping up someone's fucking toilet. All right. But you can't eat fruit. You're just eating straight meat. Now, if you can do that and you can sustain that for the rest of your life, like you're okay with just eating meat, right? You're just okay with eating those vegetarian style meals, keto, then do it. I'm not saying that they don't work. I'm just saying if you're watching this video, it doesn't work for fucking you. All right. So you need a more flexible approach, right? Because I couldn't imagine doing keto, right? I couldn't imagine not having my candy, right? I just couldn't do it, right? Now some people can, right? Kudos to them. But if you're watching this, you can't do it. All right. All these diets are just designed to do one thing: keep you in a calorie deficit or calorie surplus. As long as you're in either or, you will achieve your goals. As long as you're in a deficit, you will lose fat. Doesn't matter what diet you do. Okay? Just focus on hitting the calorie intake, protein intake, carb intake that you have set for yourself, and you will reach the body that you want. Just hit it every day. Be relentless. Hit your numbers every day. You hit your numbers every day, you will achieve the body that you want. I guarantee you, there's no way that you can. There's no way that you can. It's scientifically impossible. Scientifically impossible. This is a scientific way to get to your goals. All right? This is a system. All right? This is a system, okay? My best clients, I'm going to give you guys some more game. My best clients that consistently hit their macros do the following. They consistently ask me questions. You guys can't ask me questions, but you guys can put questions down in the comments, and I'll answer in the best way that I can. They track everything, bad or good. Look, I get it. When you have a bad night out, you don't want to track nothing, right? Trust me, I'd be the same way. I go out to dinner with my girl, right? I see some food that I ain't supposed to be eating. I'd be reluctant to track that shit. But I still track that shit because the next day I'm like, oh shit, I ate that fat shit. Right? You have to track it. All right. Because if you don't track it, you won't know how to overcome it. Right. And if you don't track it, then you might actually be eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories and you don't even know it. You don't even know it. right? And that's the reason why you can't lose weight, right? You can't. It's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to consistently make the same mistake over and over again. That's a choice. A mistake is, oh, my bad, I fucked up, right? This one day, I'm gonna learn from it and not make the same mistake. Some of you motherfuckers are making a choice. Like, look, I'm gonna eat this shit and I'm gonna just be fat. We can't do that no more. All right, unbig that damn big ass back that you got. Okay, okay. You have to be also my best clients, right? They're okay with being bad at tracking for the first 1 to 2 months. I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. You're gonna suck at this shit. All right. And then some of you guys are gonna be like, well, you know what? This doesn't make sense to me. I'm not even learning it. Fuck it. I don't need to do this. I'm gonna just fast. Look, you guys are always gonna struggle with your weight. I guarantee you that. This is a fucking fact. All right. But the people that are gonna sit down, rewatch this video over and over again, and try to regurgitate, right, and try to comprehend everything that I say in this video, and really try to learn this, they will be successful. That's why this video is going to be probably long as fuck. Or I'm going to make it long as fuck on purpose. Okay? So you will be bad at this. But if you can get past being bad and just learn from your mistakes every single day, and you just focus on being better, and you don't focus on um trying to be perfect, right? Or trying to be good at it when you know you fucking aren't, then you will get good at it. And then in a year from now, 2 months from now, shit, probably 3 months from now, you'll be texting me, hitting me up on IG like, "Hey George, that video changed my life, bro. I'm down 30 pounds." This same exact system and strategy is how my clients are able to lose 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 pounds in short amount of times, bro. We ain't talking about they doing this, they losing 60 pounds in 2 years. They losing 60 pounds. Some of my clients are losing 60 pounds, right? In 6 to 7 months. 6 to 7 months, bro. Right? You can change your year, you can change your life in 1 year. You guys are like, oh yeah, results take time. Results take time. How much time are we talking? Right? It shouldn't to lose 100 pounds, it should take you 1 year. Okay, 1 year is 52 weeks. 52 times 2 is 104. Okay, I'm not good with math, so maybe it's over that, but it's 100. Okay, so yeah, like if it's taking you longer to lose 100 pounds, if it's taking you 1, 2, 3 years to lose 100 pounds, bro, you don't know what you're doing. A good rule of thumb is this: you should be losing 2 to 3 pounds every single week if you know exactly what you're doing. If you're not losing 2 to 3 pounds every single week, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I'm going to say this too, because I don't want to lie to you. If you're not losing 1 to 2 pounds every single week, it's not because you're gaining muscle. Because trainers will lie to you like, yeah, you're gaining muscle. Yeah, that's the reason why. Because I used to say that to my clients, right? Knowing damn well that wasn't the reason. I just said that to make them feel better. But I ain't gonna say that shit to make you feel better. If you ain't losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, it's because you eating in the surplus and you gaining fat. Okay. So your results come down to 70% macros, 30% workouts. Okay. So stop focusing so much on the workouts when it comes to fat loss. It's gonna come down to your macros. You can go in the gym, kill yourself all you want. I see guys in there killing themselves. Supersets, triple sets, drop sets, hit workouts. I see some people in there doing boot camp shit, right? They in there lifting like they back in high school on the football team again, and still can't lose no weight. Still look like a big ass power lifter. Why? Why, you guys? Because they're not tracking their food. They're after the gym, they slamming pizza. After the gym, they chugging beer. After the gym, they drinking alcohol every night. Right? They eating their wife cooking every night. They go into wherever every single day. They ain't cooking none of their food. They ain't doing this. They're like, oh, this makes my head hurt. I ain't gonna do that. But they sitting down watching TV for 1 to 2 hours. They watching Netflix. Right? They watching the game. They rather watch 2 hours of football that ain't doing shit for them, but they won't sit down and watch this shit for just 1 hour. Okay. And that's why they're going to struggle. Okay. So you should, and I'm trying to make this as entertaining as I can. All right. So it doesn't be as unenjoyable, but you should never be tracking as you go. Okay. So this is one thing that's very important. And this is something that is going to really help you guys out. When you guys are tracking your macros, the best way to hit your macros daily is not by tracking them as you go. What do I mean by that? As you begin to start tracking your food, you will notice that you're tracking all your food. Like let's say you go to Chipotle. The second that you eat that Chipotle, you're gonna track it into MyFitnessPal. Now, when you first initially start tracking your food, yes, it's okay. But if you want to hit the numbers, you need to stop tracking as you go. You need to start pre-logging your food in advance. What do I mean by pre-logging your food in advance? That means the night before, like let's today's Monday, right? Tonight, I'm going to map out all the food. I'm gonna track all the food that I'm gonna eat for Tuesday into MyFitnessPal tonight. That's going to hit my numbers exactly. You're gonna actually track your food in advance for the next day. Because remember, success equal preparation plus opportunity equals success. The opportunity to lose the opportunity is right here. I'm giving you the blueprint. Now you just have to prepare. Now you just have to log the food in the day before, right? The day before, so that when you're in MyFitnessPal, you're just looking at what food you have to eat to hit your goals. You're not trying to figure out what to eat. You're not tracking as you go. If you track as you go, you will be very off with your macros. I have never seen someone be able just to eyeball things and hit their macros on the go consistently and accurately. Never happened. Never happened. Right? Never happened. Okay? You should always pre-log your meals the night before or a week in advance. Like sometimes I just track my food a week in advance. Like I just take Sunday and then I track all my food for the next 7 days. So when I'm looking at MyFitnessPal, okay, these are exactly the foods that I have to eat. These are exactly the foods that I have to eat. Right? Exactly the foods I have to eat today. Okay? Um, okay. Cheat meals need to be scheduled 2 to 3 days in advance. That's a big thing. You should not be just having cheat meals on the go. Like you shouldn't just be like, oh, and what's a cheat meal? Getting some shit at some fast food restaurants. Anything from fast food is a fucking cheat meal. Okay, I'm gonna be very frank with you. Anything that you don't cook is a fucking cheat meal. Candy's a cheat meal. Okay, ice cream, unless it's Halo shit. I ain't gonna lie, Halo Top is 300 calories though, but that's a cheat meal, I guess. Right? That's all that kind of stuff needs to be um pre-logged in advance. Like if you were, let's just say that you know that you're about to go out with your girl, right? You probably know when you guys are gonna go out, right? Friday or Saturday. Just log the fucking cheat meal 2 to 3 days before you guys have the date. Look at the menu. All right. Okay, I can have this. Log it into MyFitnessPal, and you know exactly what to get. All right. Then you won't have to be sitting there like, "Hey, babe, what you getting? I don't know. What you getting? No, I don't know." You know what I'm saying? You already know. You're like, babe, I'm getting this, right? So, um, by doing this, by tracking in advance, it's going to decrease decision fatigue, decrease overwhelm and time by simply tracking your food in advance. You will get better results when things are planned out. I guarantee you tracking your food will be the hardest shit you've ever done if you do this on the fly. It will be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. But if you pre-plan in advance, right? Like you plan all your stuff in advance, you will be able to hit your macros consistently. Okay. Now, how to hit your macros daily? Eat similar foods you like at all times. All right. The worst thing you can do is consistently look for variety every single day. This will lead to inaccurate macros, decision fatigue, overwhelm, and consistently trying to find what to eat, inconsistent results. Look, I'm not saying eat the same damn foods every single day, but you need to be eating similar foods every day. Like if you're going to keep on trying to find variety, you're going to find that it's going to be very hard for you to track, right? And that's where people mess up. Success favors routine, right? So if you're consistently eating the same things over and over again, it's going to be easy to track, right? It's going to be easy. It's going to be easy for you to predict your outcome, right? And you can still have a cheat meal, right? But just make a template for yourself of foods that you should be eating, okay? Pause this video and think of healthier meal options you can eat every day, no problem. Then start crafting out your meal plan around those meals. Do not force yourself to eat something you do not like. If you know you don't like lentils, if you know you don't like Greek yogurt, if you know you don't like whatever, chicken and rice, right? I'm talking about real chicken and rice. I'm not talking about that buttery chicken and rice that you guys get from Chipotle. I'm talking about real chicken and rice, like no seasoning, 0 calories and all that. If you know you can't eat that every day, that should not be in every single one of your meal plans. Shouldn't be in your meal plan for every single meal if you can't eat it all day, every day, right? Okay, only choose foods you can absolutely in your heart know, right? In your heart know you can stick to. Oh damn. Let me fix it. Oh. Okay. Let me go back right here. Okay. And pause this video and save. Okay. Cool. All right, let's do it. Okay. Think of healthier meals you can eat every single day, no problem, that align with your macros. Then eat those meals every day as a staple in your diet. How to hit your macros daily. Cook your food and use a food scale. Literally, if you start cooking more of your food, of your own food, you will see better results. All right, because you know exactly what's in that food. It's going to be easier for you to track. All right, and then get you a food scale so that you can weigh up the food when you're at restaurants and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot easier for you. Okay. The only way to truly know how many calories is in the food that you cook or that is in restaurant food is to weigh it up. If you don't weigh up your food, you're guessing. Okay, you're guessing. And if you keep on guessing, you guess right. You're gonna guess about them results. Those results are not gonna come the way that you want. Okay, how to guarantee success with your macros. Macro success recap. Always track your food in advance. Never log as you go. Cook 70% of your food. If you cannot cook, get frozen or pre-made meals over fast food. Before you guys say, well, fast food. Frozen meals have a lot of sodium in it. So does fucking Chick-fil-A, but you get that shit every day. So does McDonald's, but you get that shit every day. Okay. Okay. So, never drink your calories. Only use zero calorie sauces and drink 0 calorie drinks. Eat similar meals over and over again. Do not seek variety every day or every other day. Schedule your cheat meals in advance to get that variety. Weigh your food out with a digital scale and always do that in grams. Always weigh your food out in grams. It's the easiest way. Okay. Success with your macros come ultimately down to how well you prepare your food in advance. Okay. If you're consistently tracking in advance, right, you're thinking in advance, this will be easy. But if you're a person that I'm just taking it day by day, bro, then you're gonna suck at this shit for a long time. Okay. Now it's time to make your meal plan. All right. I'm giving you more sauce. All right. Hold on. Let me see. I'm gonna pause this real quick because I gotta get the dog. But all right, just took the dog out. All right. My girl did. Now we're gonna continue. Okay. First step, right, to your transformation is to make your meal plan. All right. Now I'll be telling you in depth how to create your own meal plan full of the foods that you love so you can easily hit your macros. All right. So what you're going to use is you're going to use you're going to use ChatGPT to create you a meal plan full of the foods that you enjoy. Okay. Full of the foods that you enjoy. Okay. Now remember the macros that I had you create earlier in the video. Okay, you should have wrote those down because you're going to have to put them in ChatGPT. This is the exact prompt you're going to use. Act as my nutritionist. Okay, I spelled nutritionist wrong. Act as my nutritionist and create me a meal plan that hits these macros exactly. Then you have to insert your specific macros that you created. I'm just throwing general macros in here just for the video, okay? I am eating 2,000 calories a day, 150 grams of protein, 200 grams of carbs, 55 grams of fats. Please include some of my favorite meals, such as, then you're going to insert your favorite meals, okay? Your favorite meals that you like to eat, you're going to insert them in here, okay? Here are some of mine. Premier protein pancakes, eggs, bacon, Greek yogurt, Halo Top ice cream, legendary chips, Boom. Okay. Please make a meal plan that hits those macros exactly. Double check the numbers. Double check the numbers to make sure the foods you recommend hits my calories or hits my macros. And what I'll do is I'll put this prompt. I'll copy and paste this prompt in the YouTube video so that, or in the comments of it, or in the caption of it, so that you guys can just copy and paste it. Okay, so I'm gonna copy it now, and then boom, and then look, ChatGPT is gonna make you a whole meal plan, right? Whole meal plan for your exact goals. Boom, 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 boom. Now, me personally, I would have them convert it to grams. So you should tell it to, at the bottom, say, hey, I love this meal plan. Can you convert all of this in grams? So yeah. So now it's making me a whole meal plan, based off of, my macros. Now, if you want to tell ChatGPT to make you a new meal plan based off of your budget, like let's say that you only have like $100, $200 in grocery budget, tell them that. Tell them how much money you have a month. Tell them what your budget is, like in here. All right. Now you're gonna say, thank you for this meal plan. Can you show me how to insert this meal plan into my fitness pal? Break it down to me like I am a first grader. I just spelled first grader wrong, so it'll break down to you exactly how to insert your meal plan into my fitness pal. So now you have a full meal plan that's going to hit your macros exactly. And my fitness pal, and ChatGPT is going to show you exactly how to insert this meal plan into my fitness pal. So this is everything that you need to know about macros. If you completely follow everything in this video, I guarantee you, you will have no problem hitting your macros. You'll never have to hire a coach ever in your life, and you'll never have to worry about losing fat, building muscle, any of that. All right. So I'll see you guys in the next video.